Hey there, welcome back for another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. This morning, this one's delayed because I was supposed to do this last night. I just had a very long nap. So we are cooking chicken and leek risotto. I'm actually going to take some of this with me for work today. So I am getting ready for work, but I'm cooking as well. So here's what we need. Now the good thing about this risotto is it's not going to take too long to cook. So once I've got it all in, I think it's about 25 minutes, which means I could sort of keep checking on it as I'm going. As well as this, which I'll talk you through in a moment, you will also need one pot to keep your stock hot, and then one pot to cook the risotto in, a ladle, and a stirring stick. So come on in, I'm going to show you the ingredients. I haven't got everything ready yet, but I'll do it as we go. Okay, so first of all, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 chicken breast fillet, which we're going to finely slice. I haven't done that yet. 125 grams of button mushrooms, which we're going to slice. 1 leek trimmed and finely sliced. 1/4 cup of roughly chopped parsley. 1 cup of arborio rice. 3 to 4 cups of hot chicken stock. I brought this one. This is 1 litre. And I'm really loving this because it's already made and the flavour's just fantastic. Grated Parmesan cheese to serve, which was in the freezer. And you can put some sliced shallot on the top if you want. That's up to you. It should serve 4. And as I've done with previous risottos, they do freeze very well. So let's get straight into it by, first of all, I guess, getting the chicken out and slicing it up. Okay, so I've got 1 chicken breast in here. Which we've got to slice up. It's going to be another long day today. All right, so this is it here. We're going to just cut it into slices. Then we'll get our frying pan hot and it can go straight in. Probably could ask the butcher to slice it for you, or if you want to buy it in the supermarket, you can already buy it. So get it ready for a stir fry. Personally, I think that the butcher's the better option. You can, mainly because you can buy exactly what you need, and you don't get all that polystyrene packaging and stuff, that plastic packaging. All right, let's get the frying pan ready to roll. Okay, so we're going to heat half the oil, which is the 1 tablespoon. Then we're going to put the chicken in. While the chicken's going on, we will cut up the mushroom, leek, and some parsley. While we're waiting for this to heat up, let's get the stock in. So the 1 litre just into a small saucepan. Close that up. So what we do once we've got the chicken warm or cooked through, is we take it out and we're just going to put it back in at the end. Okay, that should do us. So in goes the chicken. Then we're going to go and get the leek and the mushroom ready to go. With the leek, I'm going to cut it up and then I'm going to put it in the colander and wash it because you get all the dirt and stuff in it. So we're going to cut the ends off that we don't need, and then we're going to cut it up small. So you don't need those parts there. So if you can buy leeks without that, then you've had a win. Okay. Slice it up thin. And then we're going to grab our button mushrooms and we're going to cut these up as well. With the parsley, we're supposed to put 1/4 cup of that in, roughly chopped, but that can go in later just so that I can keep moving ahead with what we're doing. So just when you cut these, cut them up like that. I was able to get these nice and fresh yesterday. So my plan was to have cooked this yesterday, but fatigue got the better of me. And after doing a late night cook the week before, I figured that I'd just do it this morning. Okay, so we're going to go lift the chicken out and set that aside, and then we're going to put the last tablespoon of olive oil in and get the leek and mushroom in. Let's go. Okay, so our chicken's looking like that. Some of it's not cooked. So just flip it over a little bit longer. So we're going to lift it out because it does go back in and it will cook through at the end. And I probably cut it up a bit too thick, so if you've got more time, my suggestion is to cut it up smaller because it will cook quicker. But anyway, we technically don't have time, so I can cut it up while it's cooling, and that will be better for me as well. So let's get the olive oil back over. I think I'm nearly at the end of my bottle, which means I'm going to have to pay money for another bottle of olive oil. It's lasted a long time. Yep, next cook, going to need another bottle of olive oil. All right, let's get that back on. We're going to bring the leek over and the mushrooms. Saute mushroom, leek, and half the parsley. Season to taste and then stir the rice through. All right, so in goes that. We're going to turn the heat down to halfway. In goes the leek. So with the leek, always make sure that you wash it because you do get dirt in them. They're not always super dirty, but a lot of times they have that grit through them. Sort of like they've been rolling in the garden or something. And unless you like eating dirt, you don't really want it in your risotto. All right, we're going to get our arborio rice ready to roll. Okay, so we're going to season to taste. Now, for you that are new to cooking, season to taste is just a fancy way of saying add salt and pepper, okay? So, yes, we are going to do that. In goes salt, not too much salt, but a lot of pepper. Okay, give that a final stir through, then we are ready to add our arborio rice. That's it. Now with your rice, it starts off as a pale grain. You want it to become white. So stir it through, you'll get all the pan juices into it. There's not really that many pan juices, but that sounds good though. Get it all incorporated. It will look like that. Okay, the stock is just coming to the boil now, which is why I said to put the stock on while we was doing all of this. I'm going to cut the parsley up while this is going on so that I can add some parsley to it. And I'm also going to make the chicken smaller, because I want to try and be able to eat it with just a fork, not have to carry a knife around as well. All right, so we're nearly ready. So grab your ladle, stir in 1 cup of hot stock and cook. Well, normally it's a cup or a ladle, so I go with a ladle, and in goes that. So the stock, turn it down so it's just at a simmer, but this you want to stir it every so often. And as soon as all the liquid has dried up, then you pop in another ladle. Just keep repeating this until all is done, and then I will be back. So I finally got the parsley chopped up. So we're going to put half of the parsley in. So what I do is I pick the leaves off, I chop it all up, and then the rest of it is going to go in a sandwich bag, which I'm going to write chopped parsley and a date on it, and then if I need it for another recipe, I can get it straight out of the freezer like I have done in the past. So the last bit of stock's going in now. We just want to give that a little bit more of a stir, and then we're going to add our chicken, which I've cut up smaller in the meantime. So we've still got a little bit of a residual of stock in there. So probably let it stir for a couple more minutes. And then we're going to add the rest of the stuff, and it's nearly done. So when there's only a little bit of remaining liquid, pop your chicken back in, stir that through, grab the rest of the parsley. You can add some more salt and pepper if you wish. That's entirely up to you. I'm going to cook it through for about another couple of minutes just to make sure the chicken's all cooked through. And then when we're ready to serve, we stir the parmesan through. Now the parmesan, I've just ended up making it into 1/4 cup just so I could put the rest back in the freezer. But it's entirely up to you. A lot of parmesan's good in risotto, but sometimes too much makes it too cheesy. So I think 1/4 cup's a good compromise. Okay, time to stir the parmesan through. And then we can get ready to dish up. Okay, and there we have it. Thank you for watching this episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. This has been chicken and leek risotto. I'll catch you on the next adventure. Bye.